Okay, so good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's class. It's a Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Okay, so I think I saved my the files we worked it the last class, right? Yes, I did. So I can just pull that up. I don't think I did. So okay, data modeling. Yes, I did save it. So what we did in the last class basically was majorly it's called data modeling, right? so um so the point was we had multiple tables together, and there was needs those tables were connected in a way. They hold out connections, so we have to connect them together. um what happens if they are not connected together is when you are, for instance, I can try to create visualization for all of this now, but it's not going to be linked together. One, um, interacting with it is not going to work. So if I'm interacting with this particular table, it's not going to affect every other table. So that's one of the need to import. So when you are working with multiple tables, if you are just working with one table, and you don't need to come all the way to to model your data. But if you have more than one, at least two, then you need to connect them together. Sorry. So we mentioned that first of all their relationships. Sorry, just 1 second. So we mentioned that their relationships uh, that exist between two tables, right? And that relationship can be many to many, can be one to one, can be one to many, can be many to one. So we explained that many to one simply is from one instance to many multiple instances. So for instance, now let's look at this table now. So this is a photo table. So in this photo table, there's going to be every picture that is appearing on this table is unique. But every photo that is appearing on this, let me see, on these photo tags, is it unique? Okay, let me use one that is a bit, yeah. So every picture appearing on this comment tag is not unique. So what happens is you map the unique ones to the one that is not unique. So this one is appearing multiple times, and this one is unique. So it's going to be like many to one, one to many. Now, if it's that both are unique, then it's going to be one to one. It just means that there's one occurrence of a particular object in that other table. So it means that if it's one to one, it means that there's a single occurrence of picture here, and there's also a single occurrence of picture. So every picture is connected to this. One instance, one instance. Many to many is many pictures here, right? Then we have, so we also have the cross filter, that is if it's directional, if it is bidirectional. So bidirectional means uh, it means it is what other word can I use for it? It's good both sides, like both can interact with each other. You can use you can use either of the objects on either ends to interact with each other. So it means that this can interact with this can interact with this. I can use this to filter this, I can use this to filter this. So if you want to change, I just double click on this and a pop-up comes on. So you can see both, right? I click on it. So there's single. If you check single, single is this. You can see it's just, sorry, it's just one direction, one to many. And if I choose both, it's going to be like this, right? Now another thing is that I see, so if I change it back to single, then this is many to one. Now let's try to change this to one to many. You probably see the cardinality you selected isn't valid for this relationship. So in an instance where you are using the wrong thing, Power BI will flag it that, oh, this is not possible, this is not, it's not valid. So it is not one to many, it is many to one. Many to one. So if I try to pick any other one, you can see, okay, this was the first one. One to many is not going to work. One to one is not going to work. I think many to many should show something. Yes, this relationship without cardinality management should be careful. Yeah, this might try to work, but I'm going to get errors. Like, this is not supposed to be, right? So I should probably change it back to many to one and both. So you can see that it's coming from here, many to one. This will be one to many. So they are different depending on what actually defines them is the connection. But right now we are using our cross filter is correctly both. That means it is bi-directional basically. So I already mentioned the need to actually do data modeling, right? And sometimes you can come to Power BI and what you have here is connected already. I think it happened in the last class where what Power BI tries to do is connect ID to this ID to this ID, right? Thinking they are all the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're supposed to have 7 tables. Am I missing one? Okay, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, good. So let me just bring it here. I think I can put it here. It's going to pass on that, but it's not a bit. Let me just put it here. So what Power BI did was it tried to join everything together, which should not be, right? It pointed that, oh, okay, all the IDs, they are probably connected, so it did that automatically for us, and that was not correct. That was actually wrong. So you also need to verify that Power BI is doing the right thing for you. So if just in case um you come into data modeling, you import your data, you come here and you see that, oh, everything is fixed up already. And you feel like, okay, I can move on. I don't need to, it's all connected, it's all done. No, you should not, you should try to make sure that it is correct because it can be incorrect. Power BI will only try to connect based on what it feels like. So I think that's really it. I don't think I have another data set that looks like this. Let me see. I think we downloaded it. This is it. Data sets. Oh, I think next. Okay, the Netflix data. No. I think there's a particular data set that has. Let me see. I think not this, not car. Okay, I think it's this. Let's check data set 2. I think I have something. Either this or PB sales, right? So I think we can. Okay, this was where we tried to create a simple table, right? So let's just. Yeah, I don't think I'll also go over it again. I think it's much more simpler. But I just wanted to show us another instance. Yeah. So I'm sure you can see that Power BI is simple. Although we have not started visualization, it gets more simpler when we get to visualizations. When you start drawing charts, everything gets more simpler. And before we start, I'm probably going to show the simple an implementation of a simple report that was built with Power BI, right? So I think what we're trying to get is an Excel workbook. Let me see. I think it's PB sales data. Let me try this. Okay, it's connecting. Yeah, this is the data. So in this is a single. I don't have Excel. PB sales. There's no way I'm going to be able to open this. There's no way. Let me see if it's open with Notepad. Shit, no, that's not working. Okay, I can try another option. I think these people should. be able to allow me to use Microsoft Store to get probably Excel. I think since the Microsoft application I'm even using, so the server is currently on Microsoft, so they should be lenient with me. Let me see, this is free, so I guess I'll just get this. So this is another, you can, I think you can use this. Open. Okay. Okay, I don't want to stay much on this. Do I have to sign in? No, I don't want to. I don't want to. I guess we just have to dump it for now. This is affecting my screen. Let me see. Let me just find my way into Power BI back. Good. So all these are actually, so in your Power BI, in your Excel sheets, you can have you can have Excel file. Okay, wait. I think I can open this. I have to leave here. Let me see. Someone is trying to join. Okay, I think I have the files. I can't remember where it is. I think I uploaded it as a file. Oh no. Okay, yes. This is it. Yes. Okay, I'll just open it on my system. So here is the Excel file. So I'm making it small. I want to see all the tables are in it. So you can see that we have this table. That's this particular data. And if you check Power BI, you see the data here. You can see it, obviously. Someone is trying. So you can see it. Then if you check other data, you find out that we also have, see, look at this. We have this short table here inside other data. We have this short table here. We have this short table here. Yes, we have this short table here. We have all these tables here, right? So this is like 1, 2, 3 plus the data on that's 4. Now, what Power BI did was it looked into the Excel file and tried to get all the tables, like every segregation of data that it can find. So now you can find location. So if I check location, you can see location. You can see that that nicely packed everything up. If you check people, you can see the people, right? Products, you can see products, sales. So this data itself, this data, you know, it's like this. It's column. You can see how bad it's not well structured. But if you now check this sales data, that's the same thing that is there. It's just that this time around it is now structured. That added salesperson, geography, products. Whereas if you check this, you will not see all of that. What you just see is salesperson, geography. So you can, then we have other data. Other data is the other sheet, right? Everything just packed up together. So these were the two sheets, and these 4 tables was the other tables that Power BI was automatically able to detect that are present as singular tables, right? So so rather than bring these two in, you can just, you know, Power BI has saved you the option. All you have to do is just click on the ones you want, then you can load the data first, then go and transform it, or you transform it, it takes you straight, right? In case in the situation where we had different data, the data was not in a single Power BI, it was not in a single Excel sheet. The last one we had, sorry, the Instagram data, you can see we have comments, these are all different data. So we had to bring it one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. But now it's a single file, so you can just select everything, then you can just go straight to transform. If you feel like, sorry, if you feel like there's something you need to do. So here you can now see the data. You can see, I can see some disparity already. Like, look at this. It shows that there's space in this. I think this was one of the first thing we did. Then you check products. You can see products. Okay. Then people. You can see null. That's for the teams. Then location. So you can see the location too and the region. So something like this, something as simple as this. So you could actually do something so you already understand. I think if you want to clean this, you just right click, transform, trim, and the space goes away. I think this one is in dates, this is amounts, then this is number of customer, then this is number of boxes, right? And I think we can go back, close and apply, and think, okay, it's loading. You can see it's creating connection, okay, it's loading the data to the table. All the tables have been loaded. So if I come to tables here, they should all appear here. Now, people, right? I didn't do anything to the null. So here I could even create new columns. I think we'll go into that in a bit. I want to show the data model. So you can see now this is the data model. Power BI has now felt like, oh, this, sorry, come on. Let me bring everything together. I think there are 4 tables. Yeah. Let me just drop it here. And I can just shrink this. So I can select everything. So wait, hold on. I think control. Then I can move it together. So I just all I did was hold control and I was clicking on everything. So I think I can bring, sorry, so I want to unselect everything. So I'll just click outside, then select this back and drag it here. So now connecting this together now, let's do this together. So I need also start talking. So now what's can we see? What can you see any connections? Okay, first of all, you need to verify that this connection is correct, or probably just delete it, right? You don't want to make mistakes. That's actually better. So you can just delete. I want it to show. I don't want anything to be left out. So let's start. Can anybody see any connection? Anybody? Or is not? Are you know? Is it not clear enough? Kingsley, Olakunle, Eunice, Pearl. I think guys were in the last class now. So this is like products, category, product size. There's definitely a connection between this table and this table, right? There's also a connection between this table and this table. Okay, you can go ahead. Please go ahead.
The product connect match table.
Oh, cool. Yes, products match product on this table. So all I have to do is drag this and put it on products. It's as simple as that, and the connection is made. So I can just go on to changes to both, right? And it's done. So there's also a connection between this table and this table, then this table and this table. So this is people table. There's a connection between this and this table. So so for this, I think it's pretty clear between these two, but this might not be clear. Anyways, for this we have geo and we have geography. So that's the connection. So Power BI, of course, could not connect it initially because they don't have the same name, but they're actually connected. Oh, sorry, they are supposed to be connected. So Power BI didn't bother connecting it. Then this table, we have salesperson here and salesperson here. And you change this to both. Okay, so that's good to go. So It's all done. So this is more of like a simple table compared to the last one we did, where we had a lot of things that had to connect, connect, make sure that everything is connected and you're not missing out anything, you're connecting the right thing. That's the way the order table works basically. So I think we can now go on to the next phase. So what before we start, okay, let me just share something before we begin. um Hold on. So I have a Power BI file, sales. I just want to show us an overview of what the end goal is. So I don't know, some of us have seen a Power BI report before. Some of us might not have seen, but with this, you should be able to have an understanding of what the Power BI report looks like. So when you're being asked to probably create a report, you have an idea of what you're trying to do. So this is a Power BI report. Close this. Auto coverage. Yes, please, in case anything happens. Okay, sound should just make sure we can see this properly. Collapse. Collapse. Good. So this is a PISA report. It's not very clear. Let me see. Okay, I think I can just zoom in. I don't want to do it, but let me just zoom in. No. Okay, so this is a PISA report, right? My screen is small actually, so that's why you're seeing it like this. So it's a PISA report of I think we worked. Oh yes, the Excel file, the SQL file, the practice quiz for some of us that have gone through it. This would make much sense. So it was the PISA report, the PISA data from that report from the SQL file that was used to generate this. So if you can see now, I think we have multiple CS. So okay, let me reduce this, close this, so we can have and see the connections. Sorry. Uh, this, then this. Yeah, so this is the table, right? So you can see we have a branch table, we have daily targets, we have sales targets. Of course, there's another table, right? But don't worry, I'll talk about this. So you can see the table here right now, and this is the model. This is the table view of all the data. So we have branch data, we have daily targets, we have sales data, and we have sales targets. Now, this last one is what I will actually talk about. There's a quite number of things that we are going to see there, right? Then this is the table here. So here we have our managers. All I have to do is click on Doris, and you see how everything else transforms. Okay, I don't think we need a pop-up. So if I click on this manager, I'm going to see a report based on this manager. You can see that everything has changed. So you can see that of course automatically this particular manager made these sales. If you unclick it, you'll see that, oh, okay, the company had this total sales. This was the daily targets. Could they meet? It means that they did not meet, right? Then there's this pizza type. Then there's the number of days that this data is covering, right? So now you can now filter based on the manager. You can see how each manager is performing, right? So you can just check this guy. You can see he has 9.78 million of all the total sales, right? So you can check for the rest. I can also change it to region. I have something like region that's okay, can tell me that, oh, this region did well, this region, this was how they perform, this was how they perform, this was how they perform. You can see this guy now, Kende Grace, Ibadan branch. Uh, then this is like the sales across the 13 days. This is the items from highest to lowest. Hot pepperoni is performing better for him. So this is what we actually want to do, something like this. So we are going to replicate this, then we probably do another one if there's time, and we will wrap up Power BI. Now, the reason why I have to bring us here is um, we are going to be, before we go into charts, we need to do something first, and that is DAX. There's something called DAX, DAX. So DAX is data analysis expressions. That's what it is called. It's an acronym for that. So what you use DAX for is you particularly use it for creating measures. Okay, so this is going to be a bit theoretical, but let's just stay with me. So it's going to be like you use DAX for basically use DAX for creating anything. It's just an expression, more of like formulas in Excel. So we are going to be using DAX to write a bit of formulas, but most of the time we are going to be used to create measures. So measures are basically used for numerical columns. For instance, now look at this data set. This is salesperson, geography, products, dates, amounts. I could do something with amounts and say, okay, give me the total amount. So I'm going to have a particular tab that has the total amount. If you look at this sales now, look at this. It says total sales. So this is a measure, right? If you come to the table, there's nowhere you see, uh, let me see, branch data. You're not going to see total sales. This sales data, yes. So you're not going to see total sales here, but that with DAX, you are going to be able to create a measure that says, oh, there's a box for total sales. There's a box for total daily sales targets. Now, what happens is that Power BI is now sensitive to say that, oh, when I choose a filter, it's going to affect it automatically. If I undo this, everything changed back. So I just want to pay attention to that. So we are going to be treating DAX. It's very simple. Um, let's go back to. So I'm just going to do like a few. I've highlighted a few things, not so much. So we can, with that, we should be able to do something. So basically, I mentioned that DAX measures. We are going to be using DAX to create measures. So those things I showed you they are just measures, and they have to do with numerical columns, right? So you could say total number of customers, total number of boxes, total number of amounts, right? Something like that. So so I think this particular data we have imported, okay, we can just go straight ahead with it. So to start, um let me close this. Please remove the file. I'm tired. Okay, good. So to start, I'm just going to create a new, so you can see I have some things here. So I'm going to create a new table, and to do that I'll click new table, and I don't want it, I just want it to be empty. Okay, I think I should rename it. Let me see. Okay, column, no, uh, hold on. So new table. I could just go straight to enter data. Enter data. The table name. So what I'm going to call it is measures. Sorry, measure. SURE measures. Then load this. So you're going to see a table with measure. I don't know why it's writing measures too. Rename. I think there's another one. This table of object table cannot be reversed. Cannot be reversed. Okay, let me use all measures. rename. So take this off and use all measures. Yeah, this should do good. So now what we are going to try to do is so let's look at this sales table now. So you can see we have amounts, we have customer, we have box. So now we are assuming that this Barry Fogny in New Zealand sold these products right on this day. He sold this amount, that's the count, to this number of customers, and this was the number of boxes. So per raspberry choco in this location is probably 8414, and he sold this number of boxes. So to get the total amount that this guy sold, we could say amount times boxes. So to do that now, we need to probably create a new column right in this data. So to do that, you can see new column here. So you just click new column. You can see the column here. Now it's coming out. I can try to title it and say total sales. Total sales. Then I want amount times boxes. Now watch. So I'm going to use amounts. So you can see it's here already. So I'll select this, then times boxes, and select this and enter. So you can see it now. It has now created a total. And you know, this is just numbers. This is actually supposed to be amounts, probably in dollars. So to change that, you can just click on this, right? We need it to be in currency. Currency. Then what currency do we want? Okay, dollar, but you can actually change it to whichever currency you want. There's naira here. So in case you want to use naira, so naira is N. Let me see if I can type N. Too late. I'm in it already. So I think let me see. Germany, Kiwish. It's my. I'm sure there's naira here. Okay, let me do it like this. Let's come back here and click here. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, it's not coming. I want to be actually able to search for it. Where is naira actually? Okay, let me see. Is this thing arranged? I just have to look closely. I don't think it's okay. Please, if you see naira, okay, I've seen naira. Edo. So this is naira now. So I can do the same thing to this. So this is also being naira currency. Currency. Change it to, I think naira should appear up now. Yes. Then you can remove the the last two decimal place. You can reduce it. Sorry, 0. So it's all gone now. Yes, so you can see this now. So I just created the total sales. Now the total sales is based on this person. Now I want to create an overall sales that was made. To do that now, I will have to create a new measure. So I can click on this because I want it to be inside this place. Then new measure. Now in this measure, this is where you now need to use DAX. So what we use to create that new column is actually DAX. It's more like the art of writing formulas. Let's just put it. Let's call it straight. The art of writing formulas. So the measures now that we want to create here is we are going to be using sum, because we want to sum all the goods together, all the total sales together. So what we use is we call this sum. So we will rename this, let's say overall sales. Then sum sum of what? Sum of total sales that we created. So just write total to try to get it for you. So you can see total sales here. Then don't forget to close it. Don't forget. Then enter. So now it has been created. That measure has been created. So now if you go back to, if you try to do something simple now, so let's try to do a simple visualization. So let's create a card. I think this is a card. So let's create a card. Then let's put overall sales. You can see now 12 billion. So let's just leave it like this first. Now let's create another filter. So let me create okay, let's just create a slicer straight up. I think this is a slicer. Yes, so drag it. Okay, this network. Wow. Okay, sorry guys, can you still hear me? Hello guys, can you guys still hear me? Okay, my network is currently unreachable. We're back. Just a second for everything to load up. So what was I trying to do? Okay, I was trying to show an instance of what the measure actually looked like. So the measure I've just created, or before the network tripped went off. Let me see. Okay, so the measure I was trying to create, I created a total sales, right? So now let me create a slicer for regions. So I think region is somewhere in the location. Then sorry, region. Good. So I can change this. Hold on. I think it's slicer settings. Yes. So I want to change it to probably like a tile. Then zoom this in. So I'm going to zoom it in. So now we have America, we have Europe, we have APAC. So now if I click on America, can you see this is changing? If I click on Europe, this is changing. If I click on this location, this is changing. So that's an instance of creating a measure, why we need to create measures and how it particularly works. So if you are creating a measure from all the data, you can see that in the data model, it's not connected. Like you probably have a measure, yes. It doesn't need to be connected because the measures was created from this table. Their subsection, the measure is a it comprises of values from there. So you can see this overall sales is coming from this total sales, which was taken from this sales table. So basically that's how what it actually looks like, right? So so the one we have just created is called it's called the overall sales. We used some. I think we don't need this. Let me see if I can delete it. Delete. Yes, good. So now, so I've just showed us how to use sum. Now there might be an instance where you might need to use average, right? So let's say, uh, what can I use average for? Okay, I think before I go to average, I think I can have an instance of distinct count. So you have distinct counts. I don't know if you guys remember what when we started using distinct from. I think we used it in SQL, we used it in Excel. So distinct count is basically to count unique things, right? Number of not unique basically. Not like a categories anyway. So I think from this salesperson now, there are multiple things that are occurring here in the salesperson. So we can decide to say, oh, we want a distinct count of the salesperson. That'll be like the amount of uh persons that are just unique. And yeah, you can say the number of unique persons, right, in this salesperson. So to do that, you have to use the distinct word. So just go back to click on this. The reason why I'm clicking on this is because I want to put everything under this. Any measure I'm creating, I'm grouping it. I can click on here. If I click here and I put new measure, let's try it. New measure. So I just want to create something real quick. So let's say sum. Okay, sum of let's say sum of boxes. Sorry, boxes. I click on this. You close this and you press enter. Already you can see the measure is here already. So the measure is now under this place. So I don't want to like that. I want everything arranged, everything grouped. Remember, we one thing you have to is you have to make sure that you are doing something that's will be easy for you, right? You don't want to be working on large data and you now have to start looking for, oh, where is this? Where is this? So now you can see the measure is appearing here. So it's just better to have a is more preferable, let me put it that way, to have a group for all your measures, right? And please don't forget we use DAX to create it. So this is where we are now using DAX. So I'm just can I move this? I don't think so. Let me see if I can just I can only delete it. Let me see. Is it working? No. So I can just delete it. So I'm just going to delete this. Delete from model. Yes. Okay. So I can click on this back, then create a new measure. I'll just add the total boxes back. So total boxes and so it's going to be sum of what? The total boxes. That's boxes, sum of boxes. I click on this, you close it, and you press enter. So you have it already. Now let's go back to the sales data. So I wanted to show distance count. So we are going to do distance count for salesperson. So just click on this and okay. Okay, sorry, not network. So new measure. Then so we are going to say we could say uh number of should we say employee? Yeah, number of employee, number of employees. Okay, we could just say salesperson, number of salesperson, or count of salesperson. Yes, I think I prefer count of salesperson. Then distinct count. Normally I could use count. Okay, let me use count and see what it looks like. So there's count here, count. Then if I put salesperson, sorry, sales person. Oh, this is from people. You can see this is a table. This is the people, but I don't want it from there. I want it from sales itself. So sales, yeah. So you can see. So if you look at this now, you see sales, then salesperson. Here also you see salesperson and you see people. People here is a table. Salesperson here is a column. So it means that there's salesperson in this column and there's salesperson in this column. The difference is that this one has multiple people. Like it's not unique. The salesperson in these people here, it is unique. So we want to use this, right? then close this and enter. Now this, if you want to now check the results, you find out that this is probably going to give you the counts of general things. So let's just use cards. I don't know, still selecting slicer. Okay, then cards. Then what do I want in the cards? I want the count of salesperson. So you can see now you have 1,903 salesperson sites. So now we are going to now change this. Of course, this is not what we wanted to do. We wanted to do distance. I just wanted to show counts. So come back to it here. I can edit it. Then distance counts. So distance counts. Then enter. Now let's go back. You find out that has changed automatically. So now you now have 25 distinct count of salesperson. So you can see that you have 25. So if you are doing the filtering on regions now, I think currently is on this. Hold on. Oh, okay. No, I don't think so. The regions are, everybody is not in every region. Okay, it's probably supposed to be filtering together. Let me see. Count of salesperson. Let me try overall sales here. Let me do this and check this. Oh, okay, overall sales is here. Let me put total boxes here. So Europe average APAC. If I remove this, everything restores back to normal. Oh my god, my internet has gone off again. Let me just use my phone. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, I think I'm back. So is this still recording? Yes. Okay, so now you can see I think it's working, but I don't know why the count of salesperson is not changing. Okay, I'm probably getting grabbed because we use distinct. So if, let me see, so I can change this back to count, right? And I'll change this to people. So it's going to be people of salesperson. I think it's already there already. So enter. So let me go back now. Still showing. Okay, I'm probably thinking that they are 25. They are all in the same location. So that's the assumption I'm going to draw. Okay, so that's counts. Then after those distant counts, then okay, let me look at the sales table. Let me see if there's any other thing we can draw from here. Okay, okay, we have the total sales. Oh, good. Also, now we can see the percentage of each sales. Actually, now for to do that, now to see percentage of each sales, so we need total sales or the total sales. We already have it, and that's the overall sales. Now we can now do something like total sales over overall sales. Overall sales is a single measure. This is a table. So what will happen here is more of like overall sales will stand here, then total sales divided by overall sales. So it's just going to do the average for everything together, right? So that's like a measure. So to do that, you simply just need to come here. Then I just want to describe average for us. So you could say average sales, equals to average of total sales. That's the first one is the numerator, while the last one, then the comma, you put your, I think it's usually here. There's usually an up, I don't know what it is. Then the what's the next one? Total sales, yes. Sorry, overall sales. Yeah, I think I'm getting this. I'm getting uh this. I should not be getting this sign. Okay, something is wrong somewhere. Okay, let me take this out. Let me see. So I think if I hold on this, it should show me something. It's not coming out. So average is supposed to be like uh one particular thing over another thing. So I actually want to bring up percentage, yes, but it's not coming out. Hmm. Okay, I think it's division. Sorry, divides. Yes, it's actually divides. Yeah, exactly. Numerator, denominator, then alternate result. So alternate result is if the division does not go through. So for instance, in case in a situation where you are dividing something by zero, anything divided by zero is going to come out as an invalid calculation, right? So you could have something like that. So here we have divide total sales, yes, comma overall sales. No, I don't want it like this. I'm supposed to select something now. Hold on. So it is total sales. Okay. I think sales. Okay, I think it's just measures. If I remember correctly, it's just measures. I can do it just with measures. I can't do that with. So I have to create. Let me see. I do have overall sales. Um, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Uh, it's actually not coming. Total, just total boxes. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's close it. Let me go back to the sales. Let me see. Maybe I can see a better example. So, think percentage, total sales amount, percentage of, okay, I have a good example. So I could say the percentage of a particular um um so every region has a particular sales, right? I think this geography covers all countries, so I don't want to do geography. Let me do salesperson. So this person now, this bar something, he has a number of sales that he has done. So if I'm to calculate his sales across his total, I think the report view we have here is just for regions. So I can change this to uh, salesperson. So it's going to be salesperson. But that's much. Okay, but let's just use this example. Let me make it bigger. Size. So it starts the header. Sorry, slicer header values. I don't want to do. Oh yeah. Okay, good. So it's coming up now. I think it's bigger now. Good. So now, so right away, if you select this person, you can see his total sales. But now, what we actually want to see is the percentage of his sales in the total sales. So it's going to come out like, oh, this person total sales, the percentage was like maybe 0 point something, maybe 0.2, something like that, something of such. So you can see this is even changing now. I think if I click on this, yes, it's changing. So what we want to do is something like that. So we'll go back to the table. We'll create a measure for, I think we already have that. I think all we need to do is just convert. I think for that, all we need to even do is just convert this overall sales to percentage. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to create another measure, then now convert that one to percentage. So new measure, sorry, new measure, then say percent total, right? So it's going to be percent total of the total sales. So the total sales is still sum of total sales. So now I want it in percentage. So this is percentage here. So I think that should have done it. So enter. So if I come back here now, so let's create another card. Let me reduce this one. Now let me add another card. So this is the card. We'll still come to discuss visualizations, charts properly. But I just want to take us through the different measures that we have. So now percent total. Oh, it's still like this. I think percent. Oh, okay. So it should be what I'm having is, so this percent must is actually supposed to multiply what I have by 100. So I'm actually supposed to divide this by something. So coming back to this, uh, let me come back here. So this is, like I said, it's actually supposed to be divide numerator by denominator. So I don't know why I couldn't select. So it's only allowing me to select total boxes. This is strange. Um, this is not what I want, actually. So many arguments. Please cancel this. And this is not what I want. It's not going. Let me just clean it out. Then, or let me delete it. Looks like the divide is not dividing. Delete from model. Yes. I actually want to demonstrate divides and use it to show something like percentage. But now I'm unable to select the single measure. What do I do? So I still have a few ones that I want to show us. I've shown us some. I've shown distinct counts. Percentage, basically you just have to click the button to do that. There's also if, that's a conditional. But I think we are more familiar with conditionals. let me see. Can we use if here? Uh, let me see. I don't have any example in mind. I think when we are trying to when we have a business questions, right? We have questions then we can and there's a need for it. That's when I think it works more. But I'm just trying to see if I can cite up an example, right? Of where we can write a DAX query. So we are basically writing DAX, creating all these measures. We've created for total sales, we've created for total boxes. Okay, we don't have anything with customers, so we could also do something with customers, like say we'll create total number of customers that actually came or to the company at all. Well, it's not distinct, so there's no customer table, so you could just go back to measures and create a new measure and say total customers, uh, total customers equals sum of what? Sum of customers, right? And I think this should do, and enter. So that way we have total customers. So if you go back to this, you can see the card for it. You can just, okay, I think I can just add it to this card since this one is not there again. Remove field, so total customers. So you can see the customer. So for this guy now, wait, everything should go back. So for this guy now, he had this overall sales. This is not really much needed, and you can see the number of customers. So you can see the cards, basically the measures are just basically for like a single visualization. So it's not like there are multiple things. So they are more of like how should I call it? Is it univariate analysis? But it's just that it has just one single relation. So this is directly related to this, right? So it's not like multiple things are changing in this. It's just one thing that has to change. Just one. So that's how basically your cards work. Sorry, that's how basically your measures work. You don't have to create multiple things. So looking at this now, we have uh we have enough measures. There are still other ones. There's actually a lot of measures, actually a lot of they are more of like formulas, right? So there's a whole lot of them. uh, there's a whole lot of relationship, a whole lot of formulas from Excel. You know that we have a lot, so you can actually assume that those formulas are actually present here, right? I think, though I've not had the needs, it's just the ones I need, and most of the time it's just some, uh maybe average, distinct count, yes, percentage, yes, divide, I don't know, I don't think I still have to use divide all the time, right? But I think I have something in mind. So let me see. Think I have something in mind, so let me try it. So what I wanted to do initially was to create a percentage for something, right? So let me try that. Percent total, COTAL. Sorry. So rather than use, so what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to go straight and use the measures like that. So I'm going to call total sales. Sorry, total sales. I don't know what's going. I'm not getting total sales. I'm only getting measures. Let me see. I call this divide. I'm only seeing measure. Let me try this sum. Okay. I think the particular uh each this there are some particular functions that are not allowing me to see what is currently present in this. It's just accounting for the measures, or could it be because I'm here? Let me change location. Let's see if it will work. This is not delete. I'm here. New measure. Let me see if it will work here. I doubt it, but divide. Then what do I want to pick again? Total. Okay, it's not coming at all. So it's not a function of, I don't know what's wrong. Maybe I'll check it again. I'll see. I think I'll look into it. So basically that's more of DAX. DAX is just basically using queries. Of course, that's the only extent of Power BI where you have to write something, right? When you want to now create some extra formulas. That's the only time. But aside that, you don't need. I don't think there's any need uh, to write formulas. Everything else is pick from here, pick from there, pick from here, pick from there. You're not doing anything more, basically. It's just that. That's all. So I think we okay. I think we can just do a bit of visualization, right? Um, Reports. So basically, I mentioned initially in the first class that we have a lot of visualizations. There are so many, a lot. Actually, these are the ones that we can see. These are column charts. This is clustered bar charts. So we have bar charts, we have column charts, like the basic ones. There's pie. I think from Excel, there's column, sorry, donut pie. We have tables. I'm mentioning the ones that we are most likely going to use, like most of the time. There's line charts. There's also map. I think that's when you have geolocation, something like that. Then I think this is also another map. Then I think in the first class I showed us something with the COVID-19 data, right? So then I think we now have different kind of charts, and I think I've been using cards. This is cards. So if you look at the first visualization that I mentioned that I showed us, that's this one. So this is basically a slicer in stacked in a tile format. This is a card. This is card. This is card. This is cards. This is a column stack chart. This is also a column, but this one is with multiple columns. And this basically are they are different form of, okay, they're not pie charts actually. I've forgotten the name. I think this is it here. Gauge. So they are called gauge, something like that. So I don't think we have any reason to use that. I'll just create a new page, right? So let's do something simple and just create a simple visual. So what we have done, when we loaded the data, we brought it into the table view, right? Normally, if there's something you need to edit or do anything, this is where you start. Where did it go? So this is where you do it. You go to Power Query and you edit. And when you are done, you move straight to data model, right? So you model the data. So when you model the data, you now come here to report view. So that's actually the pipeline. Let me put it that way. That's the process. So you go into uh this one. After this one, you come to this place. Then after this one, you come to this place. So this is where you now begin. Though we can create multiple pages. So initially, we are supposed to have like a business question, some questions that we want to answer, draw insights from the data. Then that's usually what will drive us. So then you usually have like a rough page, right? You can have where you do all your dirty work. Let me put it that way. Where you do your editing. Then after there, you can now create another page where you're going to have your proper visualization. I think on this sheet there are two pages. Yes, there's a page one. You see, on this place, everything here looks rough. Nothing is okay. Everything here looks scattered, right? But on the page two, this is where we now bring everything together. All the things that we have done, bring it together into this place. Uh, okay. So any questions so far? I think I've been talking for quite a number of while. Do we have any question? Hmm. So, okay, okay. So, now let's do. I think I can write a few. So, for instance, now I want to say, let me just delete. Okay, let me delete. I like delete. So, let me just shrink this. That's the least I can do. So we can create a chart, right? So let me go and take a look at the sales table again. So we can create a chart based on products and total sales. So let's do something like that. So products, so that's going to be, so let me, so I can try to start from here. Choose a table first, make it bigger, right? Then I said products and total sales. So products, that's the unique products, then total sales. So you can see the total sales right here, although it's very tiny. Uh, Let me take this out first. Good, I think it's a bit clearer. Then now, what I actually want to do is a chart. So I just go straight and click this. So you can see that the chart has now changed. Of course, I can switch it right here. I can decide to go back to table. Can see it. Can decide to click anything here. I must be clicking something. So whatever I want, that's what. So it's good. It's just going to switch to it straight up. So you can see. Uh, so let's go back to what we want to use. So in this situation, this. So you can see that currently everything is actually filtered according to the total number of sales. So you can see that orange, thing is tiny, my goodness. Size, not the y-axis, not the x-axis, not the data details. Oh, sorry, I think it's y-axis. Yes, 9. Okay, good. Now, this is a column chart, an horizontal one that has, you can see that everything is now filtered according to how they were. So I'm going to take out this salesperson. I'm going to change the cards to regions. Let me see. Can I choose locations? I think these are all the countries. I think, but I need to make it bigger. Uh, Size, slicer, header, no, values. Is it these values? These are looking big already. Will it be this? No, it's not this. Um, Slicer, header. It's not a header. Come on, where is this thing? Okay, maybe general properties. No, it's actually here. I don't know what's going on now. I can't find the text. I want to replace the text size. Okay, so if maybe, let me see, there's a shortcut here. Setting and remove. You change select format, slider settings, options, then style. Okay. Okay. So basically, what I want to do is actually just pay attention. So if I pick Australia now, you can see everything on this table gets filtered based on what I pick. That's the point of sliders, more of like a filter so that you can use on your visualizations. You can see in Canada now, this has 50, this particular one is topping the charts, right? Now, another thing is this has a lot of things, a lot of charts. I don't want everything. I can reduce it to, I should reduce it to like maybe, I just want to see the top five, top most selling, right? So what I can now do is, there's a, there's an additional tab that is called filter here. So I'll just close this so I can have more view. So now in this place now, I have to select this first. So selecting this now, you can see that everything is here now. Now, which particular one do I want to do? I want to actually filter this, right? So now I can choose products, right? You can see I can decide to select maybe the food that I want to see, right? Or I can decide to change this to top N. So top N is like maybe top five, or I think there's bottom, maybe list five, something like that. So but what I want here is top five, and um coming by value. So okay, actually this is not what I'm not supposed to apply it here. So I actually want to do it based on the total sales. So it's supposed to be based on the total sales. So show items that, yeah, I think it's actually from there. I think it's the product actually. Top N, add data, okay, by value. So I want to filter it based on the total sales. So total sales, then apply filter. So you can now see now that it's now just five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can see that orange choco is topping. So in the overall places, so if I check USA now, you can see that it has changed. I think Canada too has something similar, right? And UK has 70% dark bites. I think that's the name of the particular product. So this, so you can just see how I apply the filter, right, to create something as simple. I already showed you can change. I try to change your filter. Uh, so if I use, I have to select this, then I can use this instead. You can see this. Now I can also do another thing, or maybe I already have geography here, so it will be redundant to create a geography color, right? But I could do based on, okay, what I had there, was it geography? Yes, it was geography. Okay, I could do a visualization. Okay, let's see. You can do something with dates and total sales. So I have to reduce this. It's almost time. Oops, I was gonna check in. Um, let me just reduce this so I can create another card. Sorry, not a card. Let me just first of all create a table. Then so what I want to put is the dates and the total sales for the dates. So the date is actually here. I think there's something saying quarter. I don't want, so I can check all those things. I don't want quarter. So because probably I was able to detect, that it's a date time. So I just want, okay, let me leave it as this. Then what else do I want to bring? The total sales. Good. So this is what I actually want, right? So with this now, the best chart that will be good for this is trends. So that's the line charts. Uh, Although, okay, a line chart would be better if there was two things. Maybe there was um, there's a target sales and there's a sum of total sales that was met for that day. So let's say each day had a target, something like that. right? But I think we can still use it, but it's not going to. I think we should just please get out my way. Okay, we're doing it based on here, so I don't want here. Okay, good. Something like this. This makes sense. This makes not sense. Oh, good, nice. So you can see something like this. You can see this chart now. This is, it shows across. This is like uh for a for months. Let me uncheck day. I'm not using day. So you can see that this is from January to February. The sales from January dropped in February, rose in March, came down in April, went up a bit, came down again, went up a bit, came down, then up, down, and up. So it looks like January is like the month that they have more sales. But note this is across 2 years actually. If I change this back, I think I can add year to this, and let me remove months. Sorry. So in that case, it's just 2 years. So I would need a column chart instead. I don't know why this space is there. I don't know why this is much spacious. But you can see in 2021 there was more sales. So rather than do like this, what will be more informing would be the one with months. So we can now maybe have another slicer for uh let's say year. So reduce this, uh just put a table up there, then put year. You can see the years coming, so I can change it. I can change the visual type to is it a slicer already? No, not yet. um Sorry, where is it? Okay, so now it is slicer, so you can see this is more of like a slider. But let's put this away. I'm not, that's not my focus now. uh I actually do want this. Okay, I want the tile. Okay, good. So now if you look at this now, currently I think, let me unselect New Zealand. I think we'll just stop here. So looking at all of this data now, right? So here I have geography, I have the number of sales, I have the total salesperson, I have the total customers in the whole company now, and I can see this. This is like for the 2 years, right? Now, if I want to now check, okay, how was report for 2021? All I have to do is do that, and you can see how everything transforms. So this has changed, this has changed, this has changed, this has changed. Okay, this did not change, right? It means that we still have the same number of people. If I should check the sales for 2022, okay, 2022 has just 1 month, January. Wow. So that's probably why January was overshooting. So I see where you can now see what's happening clearly in real time. I can decide to check, okay, what happened in 2021 in Australia? How was the report? You can see how it changes. How was the report in USA? You can see how interactive this is. So the total sales still remain 2 billion, I think. It's still 2 billion too. Let me check this. Okay, 10 billion in 2021. So I guess Australia had 2 billion. This had 2 billion. 2 billion. Canada to also have 2 billion. Okay, what's going on? India to has 2 billion. And that's supposed to be around the this is 6. If everybody has 2 billion here, 2 2 2 2 2, that's supposed to be like 2 times 6, that's 12. I'm seeing the overall is 10 billion. I don't know what happened there, but I'm sure you should get the whole gist of what's going on. So, and I think would next, maybe in the next class we'll go more into visualizations, what each particular chart is meant for, then editing the charts. Probably, if you look at this has more design to it. You can see their shadows, their rounded corners, their colors, right? I think there's a mistake here actually. But I'm sure you get this. So in the next class, we'll be transiting into that. So from here, and how to create something more appealing, something more interactive, something your stakeholder will be much more interested in. Yes. So I think we can stop there for today. Do any questions? I'd like to take them now. So Kingsley Pearl, do you have any question? So let me save this.